back to my channel. Welcome to today's health series. So if you're pregnant, trying to conceive, or even just curious about maternal health, then this topic is absolutely for you. Today we are going to talk about one of the most simplest, cheapest, and then most powerful way to protect your unborn baby's health, and that is folic acid. What is folic acid? Why is it such a big deal? And what actually happens if you don't take it? By the end of this video, you will know everything you need to protect yourself and your future child. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And please, if you are a returning subscriber, I want to say a very big thank you. I want to thank you. I want to appreciate you, especially for always coming back to this channel. You know, your support, your love, and everything, they mean a lot to me. So I appreciate you for that. And I will also be answering common questions about folic acid that every woman should know. So stay right back. Don't go anywhere, and I promise you that by the end of this video you're going to learn something amazing, something interesting, something that you've not known or you don't know about. So this topic is a mind-blowing, and I promise you your time is gonna worth it. So let's dive right inside the topic. What is folic acid? So folic acid is a form of vitamin B9. It's one of the essential B vitamins that your body needs to make healthy new cells. It's the synthetic version of folate, which is found naturally in some foods. Your body uses folic acid to create DNA, to produce red blood cells, and support the cell growth, all of which are happening at the lightning speed in early pregnancy. But here is the thing, your baby depends on you to get enough of these vitamins, especially in the first 4 to 6 weeks when major organs begins to form. Roles of folic acid in fetal development. In the first month of pregnancy, your baby starts forming the neural tube, which later becomes the brain and the spinal cord. So without enough folic acid, the tubes may close properly. That's when neural tube defects occurs. So these include the spina bifida. Spina bifida simply means a situation where the spinal cord doesn't close properly, which often causes paralysis or lifelong disability. Another thing is anencephaly. Anencephaly is a severe condition where major parts of the brain and skull don't develop. Do you know the shocking part? This devastating birth defect can happen even before you miss your first period. That's the most shocking part of this birth defect, which goes to tell us how important taking our folic acid is, how important this folic acid is in the life of every woman at the childbearing age. Please don't joke with this. That's this small vitamin, but it has a lot of health benefits, a lot that it does to the body. So we don't need to joke with our folic acid. It is very, very essential. It is it's one of the essential vitamins that every woman at childbearing age needs. A lot of people neglect this. And which has caused a lot of birth defects, which has caused a lot of problems So we'll talk about dangers of not taking your folic acid, the risks involved when you don't take your folic acid, what happens to your body, what happens to you when you don't take your folic acid. So these risks include: number one, neural tube defects, as we mentioned earlier. Number two is premature birth. When you don't take your folic acid, it can lead to premature birth. Number three is low birth weight. Yes. And number four is cleft lip or palate. The other one is heart defects. Yes. And the other one is miscarriages or stillbirths. Now, another one is development delays later in childhood. So all these things mentioned, they are the risk factors involved when you don't take your folic acid. These aren't real risks. Studies shows that taking folic acid can reduce the chances of neural tube defects by up to 70%. That's massive, right? And yet, many women still miss this critical window. You see a lot of women being negligent over this tiny little vitamin. It's tiny, is small, but it's mighty. You shouldn't neglect taking this vitamin. You shouldn't neglect taking your folic acid. It is very, very important. It is very, very necessary that every woman don't joke with this. Do not joke with taking your vitamins, your folic acid. They are very, very, very important. So, having talked about the dangers or the risks of not taking folic acid, we'll talk about natural and supplement sources. So, where can you get this folic acid? You can get folic acid from both food and then supplements. So here is a breakdown. These are food rich in folate. We have the leafy greens like your spinach, ugu in my language. Ugu, which simply means fluted pumpkin leaves, and the lettuce. You can get it from beans and legumes. You can get it from citrus like citrus fruit like oranges. You can get it from avocado, from liver, fortified foods like breakfast cereals, pasta and bread. To supplement, doctors recommend at least 400 micrograms per day for women of childbearing age. For women of childbearing age. And if you're pregnant, the dosage increases to 600 to 800 micrograms daily, and even more if you have a history of childbirth defects or if you're carrying twins. So most prenatal vitamins contains this, but always check the label before consumption. Always check the label of the drugs you're taking before you take them to actually know the what they contain. So having talked about that, the next thing we're going to look at is when should you start taking folic acid. Timing is everything. Since most birth defects happens in the first 3 to 4 weeks, you need folic acid before you even know that you're pregnant. Yes, so that's why all women who can become pregnant should take folic acid daily, not just when planning to take in or when planning to get pregnant, because folic acid is actually a prevention vitamin. So start at least 1 month before conception and continue through the first trimester and ideally throughout the entire pregnancy. So it's very, 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 very important. So it's not only when you're pregnant alone that you should start taking folic acid. You should start taking your folic acid immediately you notice. In fact, before you even start planning of taking it, before you even start of getting pregnant, you should be taking your your folic acid. Make it a daily routine. That's okay. As a woman that you are in your husband's house, you're still producing. Let me use that word. You're still producing. So make it a point of duty to always take your folic acid every day. It is very, very, very important, and is very, very necessary for you and your future baby's health. So having talked about that, the next thing we're going to talk about is special situations and increased need. Some women may need extra folic acid up to 4,000 micrograms daily, especially if they fall into any of the following category, any of these categories. So the higher risk groups include: number one, women who have had a previous pregnancy with neural tube defects. Number two people is women taking anti-seizure medications. So number three are women with diabetes, women who are overweight or obese, smokers or alcohol users, women with poor diets or severe nausea. So always consult your doctors before adjusting doses. Before you take, assuming you fall into these categories that I mentioned, try to consult your doctor first before usage, before you adjust your dosage. Always speak to your doctor, always speak to your healthcare provider, always talk to someone a health practitioners before you adjust your doses. That is very important. Remember, I always tell you that no matter what you learn or what you hear, always speak to your doctors first before you take any medication. So always consult your doctor when you fall into these categories that I mentioned. So we are going to be talking about common questions often asked by a lot of people. So number one question is, can I take too much folic acid? Well, the answer is this. The body usually flushes out excess through urine, but high dose, that is over 1,000 micrograms, should only be taken under medical supervision. If by any means you are to consume more than the required dosage that you're supposed to, it has to be under medical supervision. Number two question is folic acid still important in the second trimester? So the answer to that question is yes. It continues to support the placenta, the red blood cell production, and fetal growth. So you should continue taking your folic acid even after your first trimester. In fact, it's ideally that you continue taking your folic acid until you give birth, until you carry your baby to full term. So always take your folic acid until you deliver your healthy baby. So the number three question that people normally ask is this: what is the difference between folic acid and folate? Well, the answer is this. Folic acid is the man-made version in supplements and fortified foods. Folate is the natural form found in food. So both are good, but folic acid is easier to absorb. So I hope that clears the confusion. Both of them are the same thing. The only difference is that folic acid is the one that is being made by man in the version of supplements. This supplement that all these things, the truth of the matter is that you can get this through your meals, through food that you consume. But in a situation whereby you know that you can't meet up the required amount you need for your body to function very well through food, then you can take supplements to supplement the whole thing. So that is it. Then the number 4 question that is being often asked is this: nurse, I forgot to take my folic acid today. Is my baby at risk? Well, the answer is this: don't panic. Just take it as soon as you remember and continue daily. One missed dose won't harm your baby, but consistent use is the key. So always be consistent in using your folic acid. But so let's wrap it up. Folic acid is a tiny nutrient with life-saving power. So don't wait until it's too late. If you are of childbearing age, if you're pregnant or planning a pregnancy, make folic acid your daily friend. Please make folic acid your best friend. If you are of childbearing age, if you're pregnant or you're planning to get pregnant or you're planning a pregnancy, let folic acid be your best friend. Let it be your buddy. In fact, don't let it be something that you can't stay or you can't do without. All right, so here are some takeaway tips that you should take away with you. Just like when you go to a restaurant to eat your meals and at the end of the day you request for takeaway. So today, after our health talk today, I want to share with you some takeaway tips that you should take home with you. All right, so number 1 is start at least 1 month before pregnancy to start taking your folic acid. Yes, start at least 1 month before pregnancy. Number 2 is take 400 to 800 mcg daily, that is micrograms daily of folic acid. Take 400 to 800 micrograms of folic acid daily. Number 3 is eat a folate rich. Number 3 is eat a folate rich diet. Yes, make sure that most of the food you're eating they are rich in folate. Yes. So then another thing is this: talk to your doctor for personalized advice. Yes, so whenever you're planning to get pregnant, or if you're pregnant or you're of childbearing age, please, you can talk to your doctor for personalized advice. Maybe you're facing a health challenge, maybe you're having a health issue, maybe you have something that's okay, or you're not sure if you can actually handle it on your own and you needed someone to confide in. Please, your doctors are there for you. Your secrets are always safe with your doctors, and always make them your best friend. Yes, always open up to your doctors, always open up to your healthcare providers. They are there to give you the support that you need. So if this video helped you in any way, like if this sermon that I've been preaching since morning, if it got to you, if it helped you in any way, please, I beg you, like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Share it with a sister, share it with a friend, share it with your daughter. Let's raise healthier babies together. So if you have any question so far, you can drop your question on the comment section. I'll be replying all your questions. I promise I'll reply all your questions. So thank you so much for watching and for staying true to the end of this. I don't know, I love you guys so much, and see you in my next video. It's gonna be super packed, I promise.